Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
The WHIZ Media Group has lost a member of its family.
Former WHIZ General Manager and President Alan Land died this morning at his home in Florida. He was 85 years old.
Tonight we remember the man who was the face and voice of WHIZ for over 50 years.
Land views the news. Another service of the Ohio Fuel Gas Company. Featuring Alan Land with the latest news from southeastern Ohio, the state of Ohio, reports from all over the nation and throughout the world.
Alan Land was full of life. His passion was the world of broadcasting. For 53 years, he made sure the news, weather, sports, and interesting programming were brought to the people of southeastern Ohio. He started out as a newsman, versatile, covering everything from a Congressional Medal of Honor ceremony at the White House to important local issues.
As we said, there are 4 surgery rooms, all of which are, of course, going to be tiled with Zanesville's own mosaic tile. They are tiled as of right now. And they are going to provide, of course, the latest in facilities for treatment and surgery. And this is just one of the many areas which are going to be providing help for people in our area for many years to come.
Land is remembered fondly by those who knew him. WHIZ Media Group owner Dorby Liddick.
I do remember we would go to the NBC conventions. I was fortunate enough to go with Jude and Alan several times, and everybody knew him, all the way up to the Bob Wright, president of the company, and it seemed like he had served on a board for this or that, or testified in Washington, and he was very much up on everything that was going on in the field of communications. But they all knew Alan, probably better than some of the people around here would remember him. But it's mainly his commitment to making the stations a vital part of the community.
Alan had 2 loves, he really did. His number 1 love was his family. I mean, his family meant more to him than anything on this earth. And the second love he had was the business of broadcasting. He was a broadcaster from his toes to the top of his head.
Great person, great friend, great mentor to many people in this business. He gave you the opportunity to stay in town if you wanted to stay here and grow, or he helped many people go on to other bigger stations.
You really could tell also kind of what mood he was in by his voice. He was in a very happy mood. You might hear a couple of show tunes because he would actually go up and down the hall and sing. If he had a emphatic point to make to you, you knew with just by the tone of voice that he would use. So his voice is always something that will stick with me.
Community leaders say Land was a go-to guy when it came to important local projects. Bill Phillips is the chairman of the board of Century National Bank.
We go back to when it was Zanesville Improvement, ZIP. And back to the beginning when all we had was a dream. No money, a debt, a dream. And I can remember flying to Milwaukee with Alan and some others, and we talked to the Miller Brewing Company and tried to get them to come down to the ZIP site at North Point. Didn't work, but it was a very interesting trip. It's the only time in my life I ever was scared to death landing because the wind started blowing and the little jet was weaving back and forth. And Alan said, never mind, if it's time to go, we'll go. And that kind of settled us down.
He was a leader, a doer. He wasn't a sitting around guy. He got involved. And consequently, over the years that I was here with the Ohio Power Company, I worked a lot in industrial development, but many other projects with Alan, United Way and hospital and all the other things. He was a person that inspired you.
Land's true love was the art of broadcasting. He was a creative writer, a wordsmith. He expected perfection and got it with tough love, but also was the best joke teller in town. Land may be gone, but he will never be forgotten.
I keep watching the magic of today on WHIZ TV, hoping to see much more in the future. and hoping we get an invitation to the next half-century party. Guaranteed, if my wife June and I can't make it in person, we'll be there with you in spirit.
The Bolin Durkis Funeral Home is handling the arrangements. Calling hours will be Sunday from 5 until 8 p.m. and Monday from 1 until 2 p.m. The funeral will be held Monday at 2 at the funeral home.